is different.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It is your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. Today, I'm gonna be taking a look at how I made this Kendrick Lamar x J. Cole style of hip hop beat. That's what I went for. I went for kind of old school hip hop vibe. I can see one of them two on it because I've been listening to the new Kendrick album recently for the past weekend. It's a dope album. If you haven't heard it, what the fuck? I mean, you got all you guys have probably heard it, but y'all know the whole album is completely dope. He literally wins thing, and also listen to some J. Cole also, and I just want to get to that old school vibe again. Like, I'm having real fun doing hip hop, lo-fi hip hop, traditional hip hop, whatever. I'm having a real good time doing it. It's a good refresher and relax from goddamn trap music. So yeah. So I'm gonna show you how I made this beat and just some techniques, some ideas I went behind making this beat, and also, you know, the mindset behind making it. Now, first off, this beat's super simple. It's not really a complex beat because the lyrics is what's supposed to be the main focus of the beat. So you don't want the beat to be too crazy and complex because you want the artist to be able to spit them dope lyrics where you catch them, you know, make you think with the conscious rap and all that good stuff. So let's start off with what I just start off with. So first off, as you start off with the drums in this beat. I'm starting to do my drums first for some reason. I don't know why, but it's helping me make different and more unique beats. But yeah, so I start off with my drums, and I just use this lo-fi kick sound. You know, just it's a lo-fi kick. Came from a lo-fi kit you can find on the internet. Type in free lo-fi kits, you'll get it. I ain't feel like downloading that. Might make my own lo-fi kit, but like I said, I didn't use no processor to it. It's just and I just did like a simple pattern. Let's play it. Oh, I gotta turn off the master effect real quick. There you go. And to get that kind of bounce, I play with a swing knob, and I just turned the swing knob to about, I think, 60%. Without the swing, it sounds like this. It sounds too computerized, but once you add that swing to it, it gets that do-do-do. It just helps add that bounce in there. Next, I added a lo-fi snare. Same thing. Nice crispy snare with a little bit noise to it. And that's what I like about these lo-fi sounds, that they're already perfectly processed for the beat to where you ain't even got to touch. You just add them in there, crank them up to your nice volume, and you're good to go. So that's one thing I really like about them. So now we're going to play the hi-hats because that's what the next I did. A nice little hi-hat sound, and as you can hear, just a regular pattern. I did hit the Alt-R and randomize the values a little bit so it has got a little up and down bounce to it, but you know, that's to his own, you know, you do that. But once you add them together, you get this nice little bounce. Very dope indeed. And also added a hi-hat symbol. Just kind of add a little bit more bounce to it. So once I had that laid down, it was just putting the beat together. And it gets that old school break beat type of sound right there. So now we're gonna move to the actual sounds. I actually made this Icarus patch, which is basically a saw. There's a saw. I couldn't think for a second. It's just a saw with that's detuned a little bit. It's detuned a lot, and it's made into a pad sound, so it has like a little has a slow attack and everything like that, and a little bit of release. And then I added in a filter with a little bit of resonance, so it's just a low pass filter with a little bit of resonance, and then some bit crushing to it to give it kind of a old school pad sound. I'm gonna turn off the reverb because there's a reverb on it, but this is what it sounds like. Has that old school pad stab sound from back in the early days, and then you add the reverb to it, it gives it that space, of course. And that's a cooler technique. I want to shout out to DJ Av. Kind of borrowed it from him a little bit, saw that, and I was like, oh, I gotta try that, and I just made my own little stab at that. So that shout out to him, definitely. Lo-Fi King, that dude. So check his channel out, DJ Av McCree. He's definitely the Lo-Fi King. But yeah, so yeah, I did that pad. Then I added in my bass, and I actually used a sub bass. One of my favorite sub bass. The MB sub bass one is my favorite sub bass. It's my old go-to bass. I used to use this all the time, and then I started using that that Spins 808. Now I'm going back to this old sub bass because I love it. It's just amazing. So once I play that, it's just a C sharp and a D sharp back and forth in like a ride. And when you add it with the actual bass, the actual the percussion, like the percussion, the drum sequence, you get dope. And I added some sidechain to it, so it is being sidechained by the kick drum. And I'm using the Pro C2 because I just like the way it works, the way the parameters are better than the usual way I do it. But and you can see every time that it's hitting, I need to put that on a hard. I should put it on a hard knee. But every time it hits, you see that it compresses it and makes it side chains every time the kick drum hits. It gives that bass a little bit of pumping effect to it. So that's dope right there. And I'll show you how to, if you want to learn how to sidechain in Pro C2, let me know. I'll definitely show you. So it's different than the easier way, which is just using the fruity limiter. But if you want to learn how to do it, I'll make a video for you. I know me. Next I made this other Icarus patch. It's just a bell plucky sound. Or not really a bell, but a weird waveform. I'm using the basic waveform, and whatever the hell this waveform is, I don't even know. It ain't even got a name to it. But I just made like a nice little pluck sound with a little bit of cut off and everything, nothing special. And then I add some reverb and some echo boy to it, as you can see. The reverb is just a big kind of reverb, nothing special there, just reverb far. Got a little modulation in the chorus. And the echo boy is at 1/8 tempo, and it is got a little bit delay and turns to dry down a little bit, so it's not too in your face. And I played them in a very high note, so it's like at A6, so it's pretty high notes. And it's just kind of like just a sprinkle on the top of everything. So. Oh, and also, I'm actually modulating the pitch with an LFO3. So I'm modulating the pitch, so it's actually wobbling a little bit. You listen. Yeah, that kind of creepy wobbling effect. It's good to do that. I say modulate your stuff, like modulate the pitch and all that, and you can get some cool effects with your sound. So definitely do that. I use LFO3, and it's a fast rate too, so it's modulating really, really fast. So that's really cool. And it just gives it kind of a little wobbly effect. So that's it. It's simple right there. I might put this in my bank when I get done with it. Next up, I use this rain sample. It's actually just a recording of raindrops. And that's all it is. But when you play it with everything, it kind of sounds like white noise a little bit, like old school vinyl noise. But really, it's just raindrops. So. It adds to that kind of old school, like, you know, low quality type of sound. That's all that is doing to it. But you know, it's just adding effect. Next up is Omnisphere, and I think I'm using the, if I'm not mistaken, Keyscape, and I'm using the Dark Score piano. Not using the wash this time, but using Dark Score because it sounded more creepy, I guess. And I use very basic chord progressions, nothing special here, as you can see. Very simple chord progressions, but if I play it, very dope right there. I got anything else on? No, I don't. Just make sure. But yeah, very simple. And I also have a R-verb on it. No, that's the wrong one, my bad. I have the R-verb, which is R-verb. The Pro R by Fat Filter, which is basically the reverb. And I'm using the chorus effect to make it sound out of tune. And I showed you that in my last video. But basically, you want to have a high depth and a low modulation or low rate. And you actually get a kind of out of tune sound when you're using chords. It works good with pianos. Without it, it sounds more in tune. But I want that kind of out of tune, broken up effect. You know, so it's his own, but that's a good technique to use if you want to make your piano sound a little bit more lively, or you know, a little bit more broken up, or a little bit more, you know, badly tuned. And last but not least, I use the guitar from Omnisphere, and I'm using the lead guitar A from Omnisphere, and it just sounds I say I use a very simple riff because it's not. I'm not trying to make the beat super complex. Doing no, you know, rock and roll shit. Just want it very simple and kind of driven. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. Added a big reverb hall to it with the Pro R. My favorite reverb. I am doing a video to kind of explain how it works too. So don't worry, it is coming, guys. Be patient. But but yeah. So there is that, and it just works. It just works really good. It makes it sound really, really big and thick. So that reverb just gives that space and gives it that ambience. So once we play everything together, you get this nice little beat. And with it being very simple, it just works out perfectly. And last but not least, I added vinyl strip to it to kind of add into some of that kind of old school sound. A little bit of compression, no distortion this time. A little bit of reverb as always. I did tilt EQ it a little bit to more to the bass frequencies. A little bit of vinyl plug in the vinyl section. No noise, no aging, nothing like that. And I don't think I did no while and flutter either. No, so really I just used it for this part right here, which makes it go from. My bad, let me pause that. Actually automated that, and I'll show you. And I also brought it down to 16-bit. You can bring it down lower if you want to, like 12. That's like really. Brought the bit crusher down to it. That's what I liked about the sampler section. It does a really good job. I love it. But yeah, I automated this part so it kind of goes from very old school to more modern sound. If you can hear right here in the first pattern, and you can watch it as it's automating. So. Why aren't you automating, buddy? Well, I'll show y'all how to do that then, how to automate it. So let's just delete this, delete that. Now, if you want to automate, say this right here, what you would do is you would turn it first, you would turn it a little bit. Then you would go to browse, browse parameters. it'll show you right here, vinyl age, right click, create automation clip. It'll create a giant automation clip. We don't need all this, so we'll just bring it back some to right here. And I just do like that. And now it should automate better. And that's how you automate any non-FL Studio plugin. Like I said, most FL Studio plugins, you just right click and go to create automation clip, does it. But if it's a non-FL Studio plugin, you just turn the knob that you want to modulate or you want to automate, and then go to browse parameters, and it'll bring it up right there. A highlight, you just right click, create your automation clip, and there you go. Now I can automate the distortion if I want to. So yeah, very simple beat. Nothing special there. The mastering, I did put a little imaging on it just to kind of lower the bass frequency, so the bass is like completely mono. And I used the maximizer this time because I'm using different freaking limiter. But it's just a limiter. And like I said, ceiling 1, threshold negative 13. It's got like a smooth kind of like limiting factor. And that's really it right there. But yeah, simple beat. Like I said, it's more about the lyrics in this type of style of beat, not really more focused on the beat itself. You know, keep the beat simple, so the artist can really go hard with his lyrics, and, you know, really put that nice flow to it. So, hope you guys enjoy like always. You got any questions, leave them in the description below. Want me to go over any of these plugins that I use, I will happy to do that in the video. Let me know. I do have a Pro R video coming up because you guys requested that. If you want to see a Sidechain video on Pro C, I'll do that as well. It doesn't really matter. Let me know. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoy like always. Y'all know who it is, your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent. Not motivated by the money, but the like, comments, subscribe, and views. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.